If you've ever tried sleeping in a bright room, you know that's very difficult. So we're gonna solve that problem today in a princessy way with a make it blue, make it pink DIY sleep mask. Does this look cute? This is me, I'm so royal. Hello and welcome to the Queendom. I'm Sarah Engel, and today we're gonna make a DIY Sleeping Beauty sleep mask that almost seems a little bit repetitive, redundant. An Aurora DIY sleep mask. Either way, we're gonna make it pink and make it blue because it's gonna be reversible. So whether you're in a pink mood or in a blue mood, you can still sleep even if it's really bright, or if you're in an airplane, or if you just like having a silk eye mask on your face because it feels nice. So you can get your beauty rest, just like Sleeping Beauty. Good night. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started with your supplies. Let's see what we need. In order to make it pink and make it blue, you're gonna need both a pink and a blue silk or silky material. I think one of the nice things about sleeping with either a silk pillowcase or a silk eye mask is that real silk does not, I think it doesn't like allow germs to breed in it. So it helps really like with your skin to keep you from breaking out and stuff. I don't think this is real silk, but it's still silky and smooth, so it'll be nice against your skin. It really does. I can vouch for it. It's soft against your skin. You're gonna need some of this stuff. What's it called? Batting? Is it called batting? Polyfill? Batting! It's called batting, and not like this kind of batting. It's this kind of batting. You're also going to need some elastic. In my case, I decided to go a little fancier, and this, I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually glitter elastic. All right, we're gonna need a couple different types of fabric paint, a white one, and you can either do glitter or you can do yellow because there's gonna be a little crown on it, and I think I'm gonna go with glitter. You're gonna need a paintbrush. You're gonna need either access to a printer or to an iPad because we're gonna do some tracing. You're gonna see, I'll show you a little sneak peek. Templates. There's tons of templates online, but we'll get to that in a second. You're gonna need a needle and thread. If you don't wanna use a needle and thread, you can use fabric glue instead. Then you're also gonna need to use freezer paper because the freezer paper is gonna be used for a stencil. And you know what you do to adhere freezer paper to fabric is an iron. So you're gonna need one of these guys as well. And you're also gonna want a little bit of tape. That's kind of optional, but I'll show you what we're gonna use it for here in a second. All right, so the very first thing we're gonna do is you're gonna either get an iPad or something you can trace on, or you can either draw your own pattern or you can print one. You're gonna wanna make sure that your template is a little bit bigger than the mask because we are going to wind up either sewing or gluing this together and flipping it out, which is what's nice about this particular template. It has dotted lines so that you can see about what size it's gonna be, and it's gonna help you later on. If you wanna know where I got this template, don't worry, I will link to it in the description below, but there's tons of templates all over. You can find whatever one, whatever shape floats your boat. I also printed a little tiny crown that we're gonna trace and use as a template too. The crown does not need to be oversized, but don't worry about that yet. We'll get to the crown part later. So we're just gonna dive right in and start by tracing this template onto our fabric. I would usually use chalk to trace this onto here, but I only have gigantic chalk. So you know what, we're gonna do something really easy. We're just going to use a pen. I'm gonna tape down the template so that it's not wiggling all over the place. All right, so we've got our first one traced out here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and trace out on our blue fabric. All right, now it is time to cut out your mask. So grab yourself a pair of fabric scissors if you've got them, or in my case, I'm just gonna use regular rainbow scissors. All right, one pink, one blue, and they're both cut out. All right, we're gonna set these aside for a minute and move on to our freezer paper. As you can see, I've already cut my freezer paper out. But what you're gonna wanna do is take some freezer paper that does not have holes cut in it, and either trace a piece of paper. I like to trace iPads for some reason when I'm doing freezer paper. I don't know why. Put your freezer paper on your iPad with the shiny side down. So it's towards the iPad, and trace whatever phrase, in our case, we're gonna do make it pink or make it blue, right from your iPad. When you're done tracing it, you're gonna need to cut out those letters with a craft knife. You can cut out like little holes for the center, but obviously those won't stay. So what I usually do is I'm just gonna be really careful when I'm painting with this later, not to color in that hole. I'll just take a paintbrush and freehand to make sure I leave a hole in like the L or in the A and the E. What I need to do next is heat up my iron. Make sure your iron is on high enough. Like on mine, I think like the cotton and linen is up really high. You wanna make sure it's on pretty high. This stuff is not going to stick to it unless it gets hot enough. And I made a very big mistake with that one time, and I didn't get it stuck down hard enough, and all the paint oozed through the stencil. I'm gonna just tape it down. Okay, so the iron is preheated and it's time to make this guy stick. All right, I think that's ironed on there pretty well. So now we're gonna take some white fabric paint, squirt it on a llama plate. Yours doesn't have to be a llama plate, and paint it inside of this little stencil. And remember, if you have letters that have holes in them, you can iron on like a little hole spacer, but for me, it's just not worth it. Even with transfer tape, it's just easier for me just to kind of paint a little hole. So we're gonna do just that. All right, while this is drying, we're gonna start on the crown. Now we're gonna take our little crown and trace it onto the foam. All right, now what I'm gonna do is, because this is gonna stick out a little bit, I'm gonna draw like a little tab on the bottom so we have something to sew into. And now we're gonna cut this out. All right, so take your little foam crown, and I'm gonna use glitter paint. Originally I thought I was gonna do this with fabric, and so this is technically fabric paint, but we're gonna try it anyway. Okay, so basically, because this is fabric paint, it's not sticking to the foam. Just don't buy fabric paint. Just get regular paint and you'll be good. And so I'm gonna try putting like this, again, it's a fabric fusion spray, but it's basically a glue spray. That apparently isn't working. Well, if that doesn't work, I've got this. Fashion glitter adhesive. Go rinse my hands off really quick. We're gonna let our little crown dry a bit right over here, and I'm gonna pull these back over, and we are going to see if they came out all right. So fingers crossed. And ta-da! Make it blue. Now it's time to see if the Make It Pink looks good too. All right, so we've got Make It Pink and Make It Blue. So there's one other piece that we need to still cut out, and that is our batting. I just gotta unravel this thing. Oh my. So I think I'm gonna double this up because I want these to be like, have substantial hoof. go around this with a marker and then cut considerably inside of this. And this is going on the inside, so it doesn't need to be exact. But we do need this to go around our head. So let's, I don't know, I'm just gonna measure it. There's probably a better way of doing this, but you know, it's been a long day. Probably like here. I'm just gonna say, yeah, here, we're good with that. So I put the faces in together, so the good sides are in, and now I'm just gluing them together around the edges with the little strap on the inside. And so I keep going around here. This needs to be there we go. The string needs to be on the inside, the elastic. I'm gonna say for now it's good enough. Stuff this guy in the hole. It's a little misshapen, but it's okay. It's okay. A few sew years, it'll look a lot better. Okay, I'm finding this is helping, especially with the glue. Look, if I just take my finger, you can do this too, and kind of poke around the edges, it removes the crevices. So basically what we're gonna do now that we've got that is this little guy is gonna go in the top and it's gonna be all cute and stuff. That's cute. That was a great noise. Okay, here we go again. Try this again, try this again. Put some of this glue in this. Somewhat center this. Somewhat. I'm doing my best here. It's been a long day. And there! And now we pray that this holds while I attempt to try it on. I need to take a nap, and this thing is... I need to go to bed, really. Hey, it's on! Is it cute? Okay, I should take it off and look at it. Oh, here's the pink side. Make it pink. Make it pink. Make it pink now. Very cute. I think it's cute. I like the little crown. I'm glad we went with that. I like that it's reversible, so you can make it pink or make it blue. It's a little wonky. It's really not that wonky shaped. I'm happy with it. It's a DIY. It's cute. And it's, hey, we did it like the fairies without magic. Let me know in the comments below if there's any other DIYs you want to see. I hope you enjoyed this. If you guys make one that are not misshapen, please tag me in it on Instagram, put pictures up. I really want to see what this looks like when done properly. I'm happy with the concept. Thank you so much to Chrissy. This was Chrissy's idea. I do take the ideas that you guys send in and we do them a lot of times. So if you have an idea of something that you want to see, please tell me in the comments or tell me on Instagram. I do read those. I reply a lot of times, and this is straight from Chrissy. This was her idea. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our Sleeping Beauty DIY eye mask. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. We put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And ring that little bell if you actually want to be notified when those videos come out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, because now I'm gonna go take a nap. Taking a nap. Taking a nap. Taking a nap. Taking a nap. Good night. I almost said bibbidi bobbidi, but that would be the wrong princess. Anyway. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Out of the way. Because that's the sound a gorilla makes. You can sing your foam crown tracing song. This is me.